Hey everyone, it's Ionis. I just wanted to go over a quick overview of some features coming in 4.0.3 of the IonBC 2 closed local live integration test. So there are two new core features. The first is more of a quality of life change to the local profile designer and local profiles as a whole. The second is a full brand new feature that adds another security layer on top of things while also allowing more dynamic inline command parsing. Alright, so let's go over the local profile changes first. So here we have our local profile list. Jump right into Frost Reaver I Am Alone real quick, and we will see our local profile designer here. A keen eye will notice we now have a switch column here. This text box works very similar to our button designer keybind text box, where when you press the button, instead of typing normally, it will create a plus delimited key code list based on what you pressed. So I've set this all back to the way it was just for the demo's sake here. We're going to save this. Now that we're back here in EverQuest, pressing left shift plus one of those designated number keys that we set up should switch our client around. So if we press left shift 2, we get the Shaman. Left shift 3, we get the Enchanter. Left shift 4, we get the Bard. Left shift 5, we get the Beast Lord, and left shift 6, we get the Berserker. To wrap it all back up, if we press left shift 1, we're right on back to the Paladin. So this should give a quick and easy way for people to cycle through their tunes without having to actually go down here and, click through this or alt-tab around. That way you have more of a seamless experience when multi-boxing with the local integration. Of course, this is fully backwards compatible, so if you already have a profile set up, don't worry about it. You can just go in, modify it, set the keybinds to what you want, and away you go. Now, this second bit's a little bit more in-depth. If we go back to IonBC here, and we go into the new Variables tab that's on the server page, you will see this data grid right here. So I've already made a profile, but the first thing you're going to want to do is make a profile, which is extremely simple. You just click this plus button right here. You name it. Let's name it Frost Reaver. Click Save, and there it is. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click Add. That will give us a blank row down here in our variables grid. So this is a feature that's much better shown than it is explained, so I'm going to go ahead and set up a basic variable and then kind of show off how it works in action while explaining what exactly this does. So now that we got our variable set up here, we're going to go make two buttons in our button designer. The first button we're going to make is one that just spam casts a single spell gem. That'll be our spam heal button. The second button that we're going to make is a button that will target the main tank using this variable, wait for 2 seconds, and then click our spam heal button, which will be a repeater, so that we continue to spam heal the main tank with as little downtime as possible. So I'm going to just go over and design these in our button designer here, and then I'll catch back up with you. Alright, so we got our two buttons here, so if we click this button will target the main tank based off of this variable, which the value is Holy Hops, so it should target Holy Hops. It will wait for server tick here, waiting 2 seconds, and then it will click our spam heal button here, starting our repeater, and continuously spam healing the tank. So let's try it out. So there you have it. Now let's say you wanted to change the main tank around. Let's say our main tank is now Axeman. You just flip that around. No need to change these buttons anymore because you're using a dynamic variable in place of the main tank. Let's go back, and our Shaman should now heal Axeman. And there we go. And in classic TLP fashion, I got trained in North Row mid-recording. Very good. So now back in our variables tab here, I want to give a little bit of a more complex solution. It's not going to be too crazy, but let's create a dynamic form group button. Alright, we have set up our dynamic variables here for each individual group member we'll be inviting. Let's go over into our formed group button and get this set up. Alright, now that we have our form group button set up here, if we click save and we go back into the game here, we should invite each individual group member based off of our dynamic variable. And there you have it. So as with the main tank variable, we can obviously change these variables around dynamically to be whatever we want. On top of that, you can also obviously create multiple profiles for, let's say, different servers or different tunes, different box groups, really whatever you want. As you can see, variables can be a pretty powerful tool for dynamizing and really streamlining your inline commands. Instead of having to go into here and changing the tank's name every single time, or, maybe we have like 6 different buttons that target, like our buff rotation here, or our spam heal here, we can instead just set them to this single variable here, and then we only have to change it this one time right here in the Variables tab. This is also good for people who don't necessarily 6-box either. If you have outsiders that join your group, but you don't want to go through and edit all of your user-generated buttons, you can just set up all of the buttons over different variables based off of group member positions or even XTAR positions for each individual group member, and then just modify the variables dynamically as you see fit. This also adds a layer of security when using the export functionality. Instead of having to go through on your buttons and then find each individual, tune name or anything down here on this find and then have to replace it with something, you could just use variables. And then those variables will be working out of the box without needing to actually share any of your personal sensitive information like tune names. Alright, that's about it for 4.0.3. I hope everybody liked this look into the new features here. I also hope everybody's having a great time on Frost Reaver. I really appreciate all of the support that we've been seeing over the past couple of days. And if you still don't have your key yet or would like one, feel free to reach out to me on Discord at Xerxes0809. I'll put that in the description. And I hope everybody has a great day or night, and happy hunting!